Hello, my name is Cameron Stump. I'm part of the Youth Crafts Committee, and what I have for you today is an egg carton flower pot. So all I did was took off the top half of an egg carton and then colored these parts in orange to make them look like flower pots. And egg cartons also have this great little flap here, and so what I did was use these as labels to tell me what I've planted in here. So as you can see here, planted some roses, maybe some rosemary, as well as some other seeds, other plants. And the beauty of this is that you can put seeds in here because there's a very small amount of soil. It's perfect for raising seeds and starting growing seeds. And once the plant outgrows this, once it gets too big for this flower pot, you can give it to friends or plant it in your flower garden, or if you're growing vegetables, you can also put it in like a bigger pot. But this is a great way to reuse an egg carton to get your flower garden or vegetable garden started. Just a great way to do it. It is very simple, very easy, and very affordable. And you're helping the environment.
When you want to start an egg carton garden, the best plants to start off with would be tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, lettuce, cabbage, parsley, and cilantro, because they're easy to grow, and pinto beans have also been proven to work well too. And to prepare the soil, you will want to add coffee grounds, which adds the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potassium to create proper nutrients for the plants to grow. And whenever the plants get too big for the egg cartons, you can move it to a biodegradable cup, and you can keep it in the egg carton if you make sure it's biodegradable, which creates a stronger fertilizer and compost for the plants to grow.
Hey everybody! Okay, so my name is Nima and I will be talking to you about the different types of plants that you can plant in your egg cartons. So the first kind is called the brown-eyed Susan, and this is a wildflower, and it blooms typically late summer, early winter. And it blooms a beautiful yellow and orange color, and the plant requirements is it's very low maintenance, very little water needed. It requires about full sun, half shade lighting. So it's really easy to keep up with, so that's definitely an option for your egg carton plant. Next one is the bluebonnet. You've probably heard of it if you've lived in Texas. It is also a wildflower, and it blooms in spring. It requires full sun, part shade lighting, and it has very little water that it needs. The interesting facts about this plant is it is the Texas state flower. It's great as a pollinator, attracts lots of butterflies, and it's very native to Texas, obviously, as it is our Texas state flower. And then another plant is the coral bean plant, and this is a small medium shrub, and it blooms red/coral color, and it's blooming in spring. It's also pretty low maintenance, not that much sunlight is needed, very low water. So once again, these are really good plants for like beginner gardeners who want to just try the egg carton technique out. And some interesting facts is that it blooms with large bean-like pods, and it produces catclaw thorns. So the next flower is a purple coneflower, and this is also another wildflower, and it blooms lavender purple in summer. So it requires a full sun, part shade lighting, again similar to the other flowers. It's also low maintenance and doesn't require that much water. And some interesting facts about this one is it does really well in summer heat, which is great for Texas, of course. It attracts birds and butterflies, and it blooms beautifully. And then we have the Mexican hat. So the Mexican hat is also another wildflower, once again blooming in the early fall time. It blooms yellow and reddish brownish, and the plant requirements is with just some soil, full sunlight, low maintenance overall, just like in regards to water and everything. And it has sort of a sombrero shaped flower head, and it attracts lots of birds and butterflies. And yeah, so those are a couple of the plants that would work really well in the egg cartons. And it's also like you can also grow whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Hello, my name is Salma Hyder, and as we all know, invasive species pose a serious threat to native species. In the case of plants, invasive species tend to suffocate native species from oxygen, sunlight, and other very important nutrients that they need to survive. So here are a few important invasive species you should know about. Number 1, we have the English ivy. The English ivy is an ivy plant that grows vertically up trees, fences, and other surfaces, and they tend to suffocate surrounding native species by taking away oxygen, sunlight, and important nutrients. Next, we have the purple loosestrife. The purple loosestrife is a flowering plant that is bright purple and often grows in large groups. The next one is the Japanese honeysuckle. The Japanese honeysuckle is a flowering plant with very wide leaves and bell-shaped flowers, generally that are yellow and white. Next, we have the Japanese barberry Norway maple. This plant, similar to the normal maple tree, has flat, large leaves that have cuts or grooves around the outside, and this type of plant has purple flowers as well. Finally, one of the most dangerous invasive species by far is the kudzu. The kudzu plant is dangerous because it tends to grow in thin, large layers with very flat leaves, and it grows on top of other plants, meaning it cuts off other native species from sunlight, which is one of the most important things for plants because without sunlight, photosynthesis cannot occur, which can starve native plants.